That's cool, but this isn't what I asked for.
Oh yeah, I also got this.
Oh, Florida? I can do that. Today we're going to North America and covering Florida.
Who are you talking to?
Shut it. You're costing me budget I can't even pay.
You're not paying me?
This video, Florida, is going to have 7 parts. So let's get into it. Basic Florida information, geography and climate, history, economy and industries, cultures and people, strange laws, and the model I made.
State of Florida has asked us to disclose our sexual crimes to you.
Florida's state name is Florida, which isn't surprising unless you're living on a rock or not paying attention. The capital of Florida is Tallahassee, and Florida is at the bottom of America and is right underneath Georgia and Alabama. Florida is surrounded by the oceans of the Atlantics and is right next to the Gulf of Mexico or the Gulf of America. I don't know. Florida's map looks like this, which looks simple until you look at the middle, which makes it look like they were drunk while making this because it doesn't look like a flag. It looks like a painting. But their motto is, "In God We Trust." The population of Florida is over 23 million, which makes it the 3rd most populated state in America. Some of their most popular cities are Naples, Santa Pensacola, and Tampa.
Wow, what a beautiful Florida day. Oh,
Due to being surrounded by ocean, Florida has pretty low lands, and if you want to get to any really high lands, you have to go to the middle of Florida. And even then, it's just basically big hills. Some notable geographical features of Florida, though, is the fact it's surrounded by an ocean. This makes it a peninsula, and there's very few peninsulas in America. I think ones I can think off the top of my head, Florida and Michigan. Florida's climate is pretty humid, and it gets pretty hot during the summer. During the winter, though, it calms down, it gets mild. Florida gets pretty nice. That's why a lot of people during the winter, they move down to Florida because it's pretty enjoyable in the winter. But summer, not so much. Florida also has a ton of rain due to the oceans nearby, and that kind of sucks as a NASCAR fan because race day usually looks like this. Hopefully this year's different. Florida was founded on March 8, 1845, and Florida was part of America due to the Unis-Annis Treaty that was made in 1819 when Minister Onis and Secretary John Adams made an agreement that Spain gives Florida to America for around $5 million. And then in 1845, that's when Florida then became the 27th state of America. Some major historical events first starts when Florida was discovered by a Spanish explorer by the name of John Ponce de Leon in 1513. Then Florida was under Spanish control until 1763, where British took over due to the French and Indian War. British had control over Florida until the end of the American Revolution, where they fled Florida and Spain got control in 1783. But they then soon sold it off in the Unis-Annis Treaty in 1819. And then Florida became part of America in 1845. And that's where Florida has stayed ever since. Some of Florida's major industries are involved in aerospace, homeland security, life science, manufacturing, and financing and professional services. Some major companies that you may know, you may not know, but they're from Florida are Publix, Tech Data, World Fuel Services, Jabil, and Lennar. An economic contribution to Florida is Daytona International Speedway. I like racing, can you tell? And it's located in Daytona Beach, Florida. And it gives Florida around $1.6 billion a year, which makes it the most famous track in America. It's the top paying track, which this $1.6 billion, that's a lot of money. So this really helps Florida out financially. Florida shouldn't rely on a racetrack, though, to keep them economically stable, and luckily they don't do that, or else they would be in the gutter. They are very good at exports, though. That helps them a lot financially, too. And what good exports do they do? Agriculture. Because of their climate, they can grow so many good fruits. I bumped my shoulder into that corner. And these fruits you hopefully know of, such as tomatoes, oranges, and strawberries, and so much more. And this is all thanks to their climate. And this helps them bring in around 11.3 billion profit as they're selling these to other states and other countries.
Parade is absolutely amazing.
The top 3 highest demographics in Florida is white people at 53%, which isn't surprising because, America. And then you got Hispanics and Latinos at 26%. And then you got the African American community at 17%. Florida does have some unique festivals due to its Hispanic roots. So it's unique compared to some other states in America. And one of these notable ones is called Cali Ocho Festival, which is held in Little Harvard, Miami, Florida. And it happens every March. It is one of the biggest Hispanic festivals in the United States. A fun Florida festival they do in Tampa, though, is the Gasparilla Pirate Festival, which is celebrated due to the pirates that used to be around in terrorizing seas. And it's named after this from a legendary pirate named Jos Gaspar, which they just transformed his last name a bit. And he was one of the last of the Buccaneers.
Top crazy law in Florida, although I don't find it crazy, it's damn good. Having sexual relations with a porcupine is illegal.
Let's go over some strange laws, as much other stuff Florida has. It delivers on some strange ones as well. So, let's go over it. Got a list here. It is illegal to sing in a public place while wearing a swimsuit. Unmarried women cannot parachute on a Sunday. If an elephant is left tied to a parking meter, you can get fined for a parking ticket because they will classify the elephant as a vehicle. You must tell your neighbor his house is on fire or else you could be punished. And it is illegal to fish while driving across a bridge. And as you can see, some pretty random laws. In my opinion, I think the most strange one is the unmarried woman one and the elephant. But yeah, it's Florida. What do we expect?
What did it have?
Riz.
Riz.
Yeah.
Oh.
The ability to track other cars.
Oh, is that what it is? Yeah, I tell you, it was.
Hanging out with the Rizzler.
Oh, we did have the Rizzler
did?
down there earlier.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right.
Two are rizzing out.
Yeah.
The first project, I had to make a model, and it looks like this. And I made Daytona International Speedway, located in Daytona Beach, Florida. It hosts several big races like the Daytona 500, the Rolex 24, the Coke 0400, and many more, as it hosts a wide variety of races from fast hypercars all the way to go-karts. Due to this wide variety of racing it got known as the World Center of Racing. And it was made in 1957, and they would race on this bumpy asphalt, which made the track hard to drive until 2010, when during the Daytona 500, the track started to fall apart. Like, their potholes were forming, and they had to pull cautions and red flags to repair it. So in 2011, they paved it, made the track smooth, and this has caused it to have big pack racing. That's what's been starting to get known for. 2002, the track started to add safer barriers to the wall because the year before, big driver Dale Earnhardt Sr. died hitting the wall, so they were trying to make the wall safer. The backstretch grandstands were also removed in around 2015 for a project called Daytona Rising. The backstretch grass also got removed due to the Ryan Preece flip that happened in 2023, and this is how Daytona, not Florida. Florida doesn't have a backstretch, but this is how Daytona has stayed for the rest of the years. You see, I model it off of current Daytona because it kind of makes sense to do that. And Daytona is a big part of Florida, as that's what Florida is known for a lot of the time. Other than Florida Man, they're known for the Daytona 500 because one of the biggest races in stock cars. Oh, say, can you see? If you're here for some sort of extra scene or end credits, then leave. There's nothing here. Go. Leave. Leave!